Good morning, guys. Look what just arrived from the team over at Helium Deploy. Other ASIC manufacturers could learn a thing or two from Canaan when it comes down to packaging. Look at this. A box inside a box, but this is pretty impressive. For the amount of money that we're spending on these units, kudos to Canaan for putting in the extra effort to actually package these things super safe and super sound. Check it out. The Canaan Avalon Q from the team over at Helium Deploy. Man, oh man, we've been waiting for this miner to drop for quite a while now. I know a bunch of people actually starting to get shipping notifications of their units going out. This thing is awesome. So this is, I would say, probably the most, I don't say the best. I mean, the best, of course, yeah, but the most diverse Bitcoin miner out there. It just gives you so many options as a home miner. So yes, is it a Bitcoin miner at its core? Yeah, it is. And it's a great miner for Bitcoin mining. But the nice thing is with this unit is that you actually have a lot of different options. So as a home miner, what do we look for? We look for something quiet, and this thing is absolutely silent. In addition to that, other things we look for. Can we run it off of a normal 120, or can we run it off of like a 240? Well, yeah, you can run it off of both. So this is great for not only those in the US on your typical 15 amp 120, but also those overseas in Europe and Australia and such that traditionally have 220 or higher into 240. So that checks the box there as well. Another thing we look for as home miners when we're looking to kind of quantify things as the best is the fact of having different modes when it comes down to power levels. Something that, you really got to think about is like not everybody as a home miner can support, 2000 watts. Not that this uses 2000 watts. I think it's on super mode. I think it's around 1700, maybe 1800 total. But having options based off of our situation. So this unit has a super mode, has a standard mode, and also has an eco mode, which is fantastic. And then finally, the big one as a home miner that we look for is, okay, well, are we stuck in mining just one coin or one method, or can we do a variety of different things? And with the Canaan Avalon Q, we have a lot of options. We can go ahead and just straight up mine Bitcoin. We can solo mine Bitcoin. We can solo mine Bitcoin Cash. And so in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit more about taking our Canaan Avalon Q and looking at, do we pool mine with it? Do we solo mine Bitcoin, or do we solo mine Bitcoin Cash? So let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look at the Canaan Avalon Q. Now, huge shout out to the team over at Helium Deploy for sending me this Avalon Q for today's review. I've actually gotten a boatload of my miners, deep-in and small home miners from actually Helium Deploy. If you guys are interested, go over and check them out over on heliumdeploy.com. I'll put a link down below as well as some discount codes as I am partnered with them. I've gotten so many deep-in miners from them directly working with them, and it's worked out really, really well. They actually carry a ton of different home ASIC miners too, as you guys can see over on their website. So go check them out. But let's talk more about the Avalon Q. So this unit, at the time of watching this video, is actually released and available for purchase over on Helium Deploy's website with stock. And that's super important as a home miner when looking to purchase and make an investment like this one for an Avalon Q. Now, manufacturer specs are listed on Helium Deploy's site. SHA 256 consumes 1,670 watts. Now that's manufacturer listed. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about the watts at the wall that I have seen as I have tested all three modes: super, standard, and eco. Now, coming in at 90 terahash when it comes down to the super mode, we'll put that to the test as well. Is it easy to set up? Yes, you actually do it all through the Canaan Avalon family app. It does come in at silent. This miner is quieter on, I have it on eco mode right now back behind me. You can hear it through the microphone, and my Bitahax gammas are louder, the fans are louder than my actual Avalon Q. Now it does come with Ethernet, but it does come with wireless. And it's actually something I didn't talk about at the top of this video. Something else that really sets apart as like the best home miner is another attribute is having wireless. We as home miners want the ability to place miners anywhere in our house, especially during the cold and, kind of your winter and fall months, to warm and heat different parts of our house. And having wireless is a deal breaker. It's a big deal to actually have it. And so the Avalon Q does have wireless, or you can run it like I am behind me on Ethernet directly. So when I jump over to the dashboard here, let me go ahead and I'm just going to refresh it one more time. This can be viewed on your phone through the Avalon app, which you can actually, manage all of your Avalon devices, or you could come over here to the website. Now, some of the functionality is not available, unfortunately, on the website, but is available on the app. So keep that in mind. So right now, our real-time hash rate, we haven't been up for that long, but our real-time hash rate currently right now we're pool mining with this, and we're pulling out mining Bitcoin with this, is 54 terahash, which is really, really good. Our average during the short time period that we have been up and running is right over 50, and I imagine that will start to climb. Now, I have been testing this on pool mining on via BTC with pool mining, and let's take a look at some specs. So I started a spreadsheet, and yes, this is a spreadsheet that I hope to actually go back and retroactively add all of the different miners that I have tested over the last 5 years into this spreadsheet. And I started to do it. We got Lithium in here at the bottom, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Equihash, Cadena, Caspa, Script, Scicoin, and X11. So my goal is to fill this out, and it's going to take a while, but my goal is to fill this out as a resource, not only for myself, but also for you guys. So we're over on the Bitcoin tab here. Let me go ahead and zoom in, and it looks like Google Sheets wants me to reload. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in even farther here, and we're going to look at these top 3 columns or rows that you guys see. So I tested this on Super. I got 93.37 terahash at 1700 watts. Now, 1700 watts is problematic as living in the US, traditionally running a normal 15 amp 120 volt outlet, because 1700 watts is most likely going to pop the breaker. Most likely you have other things on that breaker, and it's going to pop the breaker. It happened to me with my first Avalon Q that I set up. It was just too much power to run actually behind me here. Now, the standard mode, a little bit better, 79.59 terahash, but at 1,371. So it's better efficiency going from super down to standard. The hash rate's still good. We're right around that 80 mark, and the watts have come down dramatically. You could probably get away with running this on standard mode. However, right now I'm running it on eco mode. And on eco mode, we're, as we talked about, 54 terahash, and it's more realistically running at 846 watts. I think a lot of people picking these Avalon Qs up are going to run these on eco mode during the spring and summer. And then when we need that heater during the fall and winter, we'll go ahead and swap it over to standard. And if you could support it, maybe up to the super mode. Now, as I talked about before, something to think about is we have this right now on via BTC pool mining. I just set it up. So it's just spinning up. You can see the pool is not even seeing all of the hash rate quite yet, but I do have this worker right over there. Now, there's a few things we can look at. We could solo mine Bitcoin with this. And if you guys aren't familiar, solo mining is very much like playing the lottery. We put our miner on solo mining on a pool like via BTC. And if you guys are ever interested in doing that, by the way, come into via BTC, select Bitcoin, go to mining settings, and it's got some pop-ups, and you can go ahead and right here, you can change under BTC pool. You can change it to solo if you want to solo mine right on via BTC. Now, you could solo mine with this, which is like playing the lottery, which means you're not going to earn anything per day. So all the power and electricity that you're running goes into this lottery play, this avenue of hoping that you hit a Bitcoin block. That's kind of what solo mining is. And if you do hit it, it does pay out a lot, 3.125 Bitcoin, which would be awesome. But it's a lot of power, even on eco mode, 846 watts to put it solo mining and get paid out when you hit a block. And that's it. Because we'll take a look here in a minute. If we were on eco mode, what are our chances of actually hitting a Bitcoin block? The other avenue is we can pool mine with this, which is what I'm doing with this unit right now. I'm kind of trading that electric for crypto, for DCAing into Bitcoin every single day with pool mining, which is not guaranteed profits, but it's guaranteed accumulating Bitcoin every day and very, very close to the same amount every single day. And then finally, something I want to look at with you guys today is solo mining Bitcoin Cash. Now you can do that. I'm doing that actually over on Via BTC right now. I actually have over here my Nano 3 S, which is solo mining right now over here. Have I hit a block yet? Nope, not yet. And it's funny because a lot of people, when I do solo videos, I constantly get people that follow up like a month later and they're like, hey, did you hit a block yet? And it's like, wait, are we realistically thinking that we buy this miner and in 30 days we've hit a Bitcoin block? Like, wouldn't everyone be doing this if that was the case? Like 3.125 Bitcoin is worth over $300,000. I don't think you buy a miner for, some of those miners are a couple $100 and then you're hitting a Bitcoin block every week or every month. Like, not very realistic. So solo mining Bitcoin Cash follows that same idea of the fact of solo mining or playing that lottery, but you do have a lot better chances. And we'll look at that in just a minute. So pool mining, let's think about pool mining right now. If you were to take this unit, and we thought about a little bit here, if we go over to mining now and we look at ASIC miners and we type in the Avalon Q. Now, really wish mining now would have all the different modes, but they just have the super mode in here currently right now. And so if we put this at 10-cent kilowatt hour and we take a look at this unit right now, it's only bringing me, when we take a look at it, it's only bringing me about $1 a day in profit if you have blinders on and you're looking at only daily profitability and you're cashing this out every day. But I don't recommend that. As a home miner, I don't think you're cashing out your crypto every single day. At least I hope not, because you're really not going to make anything in this industry. So first off, let's talk about solo mining Bitcoin. So we're over at Solo Luck and we're going to put in our hash rate when we go back to our spreadsheet here. And I'll link the spreadsheet down below if you guys want to look at it, 53.2. So we're going to put in here 53.2. And this is going to give us an idea of if you bought this miner to just solo mine, what are your chances of hitting a Bitcoin block? So it says here, it's worth $330,000, which is absolutely amazing. But per day, running at 53 terahash, you have about a 1 in 128,000 chance, or 1 in 352 per year. But once again, you're trading that electric to solo mine to kind of play that lottery for Bitcoin every single day, every single month, and every single year there. Now, let's look at something a little bit different. A lot of you guys have started solo mining Bitcoin Cash, which I talked about. I'm doing that on Via BTC. So if we come over to Solo Chance, you can actually change to Bitcoin Cash to terahash and put in 53.2. And this is going to tell us our chances that Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin operate on the same algorithm at SHA-256. So that's why we have this functionality. We're going to hit calculate. So what this is going to go ahead and tell us is a chance per block. So it gives us a little bit more finite details. You have a 1 in 55,149. So what does that look like? Well, per hour to hit a Bitcoin Cash block is 1 in 9,192. That's per hour. Per day, 1 in 383. 383 is really good because when you go back to Bitcoin, it's 1 in 128,000. In addition, per week, 1 in 55 chance. That's awesome. Per month, 1 in 13 chance. And per year, it's claiming you have a 1 in 1 chance, which means if you ran this unit for 1 year, you're guaranteed the lottery, so nothing's guaranteed, to hit a Bitcoin block, or Bitcoin Cash block. So if we go over to CoinGecko, because this doesn't show us what that is worth, so we're going to look up BCH, not BTC, but BCH. And if we come down here and take a look, I think we can put this on dark mode, right? Yep, dark mode. If we looked at 3.125, so if we went ahead and we hit that block right now, whoa, all over the place. There we go. If we hit a block right now, it will go ahead and pay us out in $1,449.34. So yes, we could run this for a year. It would cost us, if we go back here, it's going to cost us several $100s to run in a year, but there's a chance you'll hit a Bitcoin Cash block which you can pay for your electric and then come out more profitable. So there is that chance. But with solo mining, there is no guarantees. There's no guarantees that you're going to hit that block. So please don't come into this and be like, all right, Hobbyist Miner said, if I buy this and run it on Bitcoin Cash, I'll ROI in a year, give or take, and it's guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. It's the lottery, right? Nothing is guaranteed with a lottery. Nothing is guaranteed in this situation. But it is fantastic to have options with the Canaan Avalon Q to be able to go ahead and have different avenues to go, whether you want to pool mine, whether you want to solo mine Bitcoin, or whether you want to solo mine Bitcoin Cash. A lot of home crypto miners out there don't give you these options, which make it more valuable as a home miner to be able to do these different ways and also be able to have these different modes based off of your power situation. Once again, huge shout out to the team over at Helium Deploy for sending us the Canaan Avalon Q for today's video to discuss the different avenues we can go. Pool mining for Bitcoin, solo mining for Bitcoin, or solo mining Bitcoin Cash. Guys, I'm going to give away 1 week of hash rate with this Canaan Avalon Q. How do you enter? Well, go ahead and comment directly down below. I'd love to know, what would you do? If you had one of these miners, would you pool mine? Would you solo mine Bitcoin, or would you solo mine Bitcoin Cash? I will give away the hash rate in, let's pick 1 week to one lucky winner, and I will comment directly down below announcing that winner. Guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, go check out Helium Deploy. I'll put a link directly down below with a discount code, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.